iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max are definitely going to get under display Face ID. So what does that mean? Under display Face ID. Well, what's going to happen to that big pill up there? Well, what's going to happen to the dynamic island, right? Well, here's in how do we know that this is going to be the roadmap moving forward for Apple? Well, this has been in development for a very, very long time. And actually, a lot of these leaks come out of China. And I know you're wondering, China, what the hell do they know about Apple, an American company? Well, a lot of the parts that Apple sources for these components are in China. So if anybody's going to know, the people behind the scenes, the parts suppliers, are going to know kind of which way Apple's going because they're supplying the parts for the device, right? You're not getting this leak coming out of Cupertino. You're getting this leak coming out of China. So let me share my screen here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So if you are familiar with Smart Pikachu, over on Weibo is the China version. It's like a big social media app over there. It's kind of like Twitter, as you can see the layout. Now I have it translated to English. It's originally in Mandarin, but Smart Pikachu, they're a reputable parts supplier and or somebody behind the scenes that has honestly a number of their predictions in the past have come true. So they're connected somehow, some way behind the scenes. He posts on Weibo, the iPhone 18 series is confirmed to be testing under display 3D technology using a micro transparent glass panel. This is expected to accelerate supply chain development. So what does that mean? What does a under display 3D technology mean? And what is micro transparent glass panel? Well, Face ID actually uses two sensors. So it uses two sensors to 3D map your face. That's why it's so accurate. That's why all the banking apps have no issues using Apple's Face ID for security purposes, right? On Android devices, you just have the one hole punch at the very top of the display. That's why you only see, I think Pixel's the only Android device that has Face ID unlocking for banking apps and stuff like that. Samsung still have to put in a pattern and or passcode and or a pin. But what they're going to do, so is it going to be completely, so I know you're probably wondering, well, is the iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max and iPhone Fold, is it going to be completely screen, meaning no holes? No. So what they're going to do is likely the iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max are just going to have a single hole punch for the front-facing video camera and or selfie camera. And then for the Face ID camera, and it still uses the hole punch camera, but the one that really scans your face, remember, it needs two to accurately 3D scan your face, but one of those cameras is going to be under the display. So coming up, and look, I've made numerous videos about Apple on their 20th anniversary or their 20th edition iPhone, the iPhone 20. That's when they're going to go completely all screen. That's when they're going to even get rid of the hole punch. So you'll see a single hole punch on the iPhone 18 Pro and 18 Pro Max, a single hole punch on the iPhone 19 Pro and 19 Pro Max, and then you're going to see a complete all screen iPhone on the iPhone 20. Now, when is it going to come to when is this technology going to come to the base models? Well, knowing Apple, the standard iPhone 18 is still going to have the dynamic island cutout. It's said that Apple's not going to move the standard base models to the hole punch display until the iPhone 19 series. And then I'm sure all we know now is that on the iPhone 20 Pro and Pro Max, they're going to go complete screen, meaning no hole punch, everything under the display. but we still don't know what they're going to do in regards to the base model iPhone 20, right? That's still unknown at this moment. And Smart Pikachu is not, gotta laugh when I say it. It sounds ridiculous, but that's their name. That's their handle. This person, he or she, is not the only person saying this. So there's like a handful of really rock solid leakers when it comes to iPhone and or Apple products. And Smart Pikachu is not the only one saying this. So there's a American based Apple leaker by the name of Ross Young, and he is saying the same thing. I want you to check this out. So on Twitter, Ross Young, he says, at the SID business conference today, OTI Lumionics CEO Michael Hellander confirmed that they expect phones with under panel Face ID using their materials to be available for sale in 2026. This suggests that the iPhone 18 Pro models will have under panel Face ID with other brands and models to follow. So apparently he's getting word from the company that makes these panels, under display panels. He's talking to the manufacturer. The manufacturer is telling Ross Young, "Hey, we got this new panel. We're in talks with Apple and other companies to supply them with our brand new panels that allows under display sensors." So this is really cool, and this is just another progression you're going to see coming out of Apple, and getting a new CEO in there with some fresh blood, with some new ideas, some new strategies, getting some new executives in there with some fresh blood, some new ideas, right? Some, not necessarily completely turn their future roadmap upside down, but they're going to introduce some new products. They're going to start testing some stuff, right? And this is when you're going to see a lot of the products kind of have some a new flavor to it, right? Look a little bit different, kind of step into the new world of technology. Because I mean, say what you want, and I know Apple copies Android and Android copies Apple, but Android devices, Android manufacturers have been on this for years now. There are companies that have already manufactured and put products on the market for sale with under display selfie cameras, right? Samsung's one of them. They did that with the what is it? I think up until the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. It's just on their Fold 7, it's so thin they had to put a hole punch. But if you get a Fold 6, if you open it up, it's got an all display. It's got an under display selfie camera. The Xiaomi. There are some Xiaomi phones, I can't remember which ones, but there are some, and even date back to I think 3, 4, 5 years ago, that use under display selfie cameras. So this technology, this is not new. It's been out there. It's just, here's the difference. What makes a big difference between those models I just spoke about and the future upcoming models? Companies like Apple, companies like Samsung don't put those displays on their flagship phones, because when you do take a picture with, in the past, with an under display sensor, it looks a tiny bit cloudy. I think Redmi, no, not Redmi, Red Magic. Red Magic has their phones, a lot of their phones have under display sensors because they're gaming phones, and people that game don't want anything on their screen. They want all screen. It's like 95% clear. Like if you hold up a selfie picture with an under display sensor in a picture with a S23 Ultra that has a regular hole punch, this one with the hole punch is going to be, let's just say, 100% clear. Well, the one with the under display sensor is like 90% clear. There's like it's hard to tell. But you can tell. If you hold them side by side, it's not 100% clear. And I think Apple and other companies really didn't embrace this under display technology because you could still kind of tell, right? Well, apparently now the technology has gotten so good that it's basically hand in hand. Basically, cannot tell the difference. And I knew all it would take is a manufacturer to get to this point, and then companies are going to go all in on this stuff. I mean, I think since Apple's going to do this, now they're still going to have a hole punch, but I'm talking the day where we see on the iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max, there's still going to be a hole punch, but remember the Face ID sensor is going to be under the display. But I think on the iPhone 20, so that would be if the 2026 is going to be the iPhone 18, 2027 would be the 19. 2028 would be the 20. So I think in the year, once Apple goes all in on all display, meaning no selfie, no hole punch, nothing, everything's, all the cameras, all the sensors are under the display in 2028. I think once Apple fully adopts a full screen device, you're going to see Samsung doing it. You're going to see Xiaomi doing it. You're going to see probably OnePlus do it. Probably Pixel at some point, right? It's just a natural progression of technology in the industry. So this is really, really cool. And I knew it would just be a matter of time. I've been thinking about this stuff for years. Honestly, I'm a nerd, yes. But I'm like, wow, this is finally coming to fruition. Like, this is finally going to happen. So this is really cool. Once Apple adopts it, trust me, everybody will adopt it. So really, really interesting. And cannot wait to see this. So let me know what you think in the comments down below, because I'm interested to see, would it be weird using an all screen device with no hole punch whatsoever? Let me know what you think in the comments. Peace.